So what's up guys, I am Black Ops Amazing, welcome back to another video. This is how you upgrade the Gorgofex to the Gorgofex N version within the Reckoning. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to build it. If you know how to do that already, then you can just use the timestamps to skip to the part where we begin to upgrade it. So the first thing I would recommend you do is turn on the power and Pack-a-Punch. The map literally tells you how to do that, but once you've done so, step 1, you need to head over to the Mutant Research Lab, and in here you are going to find 2 computer screens that are static, and on either of them, for a brief second, a word is going to flash. You need to note down the first letter of both of your 2 words. Yours are going to be different to mine, so the first computer is right here, and the word I got was obsequious. I've never heard that in my life, but its first letter is O, and then come over to the second static screen, which is right here, in which my word was castigate, its starting letter being C. So my 2 letters are O and C. It's going to be totally different for you in your game, and as a reminder, if you do skip around, the words that appear on the monitors in your game will change. Look what words you have on these 2 static screens, take the first 2 letters, and then right here on the periodic table, you need to find those 2 letters, OC or CO. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to know which way around your letters are supposed to be, but it's super simple. Find your 2 letters on the periodic table and then check which atomic numbers it is associated with. It might be easier if you just search it up, so just type, for example, CO atomic number in Google, and it will tell you the atomic number associated with your element. So mine was CO, which is 27. Again, if you're not sure which way around your letters are supposed to go, is it OC or CO, just note down the element numbers for both. Anyway, once you've got your number, right above here is a keypad. You just need to insert that number into it. But you would have noticed it is a 3-digit keypad, and you may have gotten a 2-digit number. So if that's the case for you, just place a 0 in front of it, so it would be 027. There is an element which equates to the number 100, so you would just type 100 into the keypad. But if that's not the case for you, if you just get a 2-digit number, place a 0 in front of it. This room will then open up, just come up to this box right here, a quote will be said by Blanchard, and we can move on to step 2. Now you need to kill parasites or vermin next to it. As soon as you start killing zombies in this room, a load of parasites and vermin are going to start spawning in from the zombies. So what you need to do is get 3 vermin souls sucked into this device, and you do that by lowering their health almost to the point of death whilst they're next to it. So as you can see, shoot a vermin near it, and when its health is low enough, it will be sucked inside of this machine. You need to do that for 3 vermin and then 3 zombies. Again, shooting zombies near it, lowering their health, and their souls will then be sucked into it. Once you've done 3 vermin and 3 zombies, you will be able to retrieve this little thing right here. Once you've got it, you then need to make your way to the quantum computing core, this area which has been taken over by the dark ether, and you will find 3 leaking mushrooms that are yellow, which you need to stand by and take their juice. So basically just walk around this area near the yellow glowing mushrooms, and when you approach the right one, you will start taking its energy and suck it into the little ball that you collected from the container. You need to do this a total of 3 times, so when you've collected all of the juice from one of the mushrooms, there will be another one that you can collect its juice from, and then repeat that step a 3rd and final time. I would do this at the end of a round, leaving just 1 zombie, but again, when you've extracted juice from all 3 mushrooms, you will get another quote. The 3rd and final step requires you to come over to the Dark Entity Containment Room, which is where the Forsaken is kept, where you will find a computer that says Initiate Power Source. Go up to it, interact with it, electricity will then travel to the containment chamber, then go to the next computer which says Initiate Power Source, do the exact same thing, that one will light up, go to the next one, do it again, and then initiate the 4th and final computer, and upon doing so, an Uber Klaus is going to spawn. What you now need to do is destroy his 2 shoulder pads to remove his cloaking protection, but be careful, don't kill him. You just want to destroy both of his shoulder pads, which is going to get him to low health anyway, and then lead him onto this electricity pad in front of the containment chamber, and spoiler alert, the Forsaken will take over Uber Klaus's body, and you will now have to fight the Forsaken himself. It is pretty difficult, so you are going to need pack-a-punched weapons and some perks. But yeah, kill him, just like the regular Uber Klaus. Once you destroy his mech suit, a smaller version of him is going to appear. But once you've killed the Forsaken, this purple orb will then appear, and from within it, you are going to be able to collect the Gorgofex wonder weapon. So now that we've got it, in order to upgrade it to the Gorgofex N upgrade, you need to head over to the executive suites, which is near to where Richtofen's office is located, and right here you can interact and talk to Blanchard. Once he's finished saying what he's saying, make your way down to the quantum computing core, the area that's been taken over by the dark ether, and in the center right here, you will be able to pick up the Strauss counter off this computer. Once you've picked it up, you can then press L1 or whatever the alternative is on your console, which will bring up the Strauss counter, and you need to use it to make your way to the portion of the map that has a high reading. I don't know if it's going to be the same for everyone, but for me the counter had a high reading in the Android assembly room. So just follow the Strauss counter into the red zone, using it to find a box. The closer you get to it, the higher the number on the Strauss counter is going to be. For me, the box I got a high reading next to was behind this barrier, and you just use a charged shot from the Gorgofex, shooting the box, and it will spit out a life drain serum. Once you've picked that up, make your way back to the mutant research lab to this area, and in the room where we harvested the vermin souls earlier, you will find, laying on the floor, another piece to pick up, which is the clean hood. Once you've got that, the next part is located in the Forsaken room. It is a PC fan, and it should be located just left of the weapons upgrade station. And then the final part are some wires, which you can find if you just make your way to the quantum computer area. Outside, next to these boxes, it is going to be laying on the ground. Press the interactive button, and you will pick it up. Now, go back to the door where Blanchard was, in the executive suite, and on this table right next to it, you can hold the interactive button to assemble all of the parts you just collected into the essence extractor. Then interact with it again to place your vial on it, and a sequence is going to begin where you've got to protect the extractor. So a timer is going to start for 1 minute 20 seconds. Just try and make sure that no zombies attack the extractor. The ones that are going to hit it are the ones with purple eyes. I wouldn't say this is difficult, but you are going to be attacked at the same time as well. So just be careful not to go down, and keep your eye on the extractor's health, making sure that it doesn't get too low. But once you've completed this sequence successfully, a little story event is going to happen in which you can collect the vial back off the extractor machine, take it to the mutant research test area again, inside of this room where we started, place the Gorgofex and vial into it, and then interact with it again to infuse the life essence. You are going to need to hold down the interactive button for this section, so if you're doing it solo, it might be best to throw a monkey bomb because the zombies are going to attack you at the same time. But as you can see here, there is enough time for you to do it as long as you've got full health and full armor. If you have one zombie hitting you, you should have enough time before you go down to fully complete this section. But once you've done so, you can then pick it up and you now have the Gorgofex N, which is kind of like the toxic variant, the green version. So there we go. Check it out for yourself. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's that good. I haven't tried it, but apparently you can pack-a-punch it at this stage. You can't pack-a-punch its regular version, but you can pack-a-punch it when it's upgraded. So if I did that, it would perhaps be a lot better than it was when I used it at round 24.
I'm sure as shit doing my part.
Double point.